What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So with it being a Thursday, I thought today we'll go through very briefly my Trading212 portfolio update. We'll give a very brief update on all 33 of my holdings, and I also want to discuss a few other things as well. So with all that being said, let's dive right on into today's video. So here we are on Trading212. We'll go through this very briefly because there isn't a lot of updates since last week, and I want to discuss a few other things as well. So as it stands, we have about €9,538 overall in my account. 125 of this is free funds. Now for my US viewers, that's about $11,606, and for my UK viewers, that's about 8,234 GBP. We can see here on the left as well, 8,225 of this is my own capital, and 1188 is profit, or 14.45%. So as it stands, 4 of my 33 overall holdings are currently in the red, which leaves 29 in the green. So I'm quite happy with that overall. Again, you've seen from prior videos, if you've seen those, that I dollar cost average into the ones in the red consistently over the last few weeks, with the hope in the long term that they're going to come back into the green because I'm going to get a cheaper overall cost by buying in at these discounted prices. So this week we invested a further €125. Now going forward, I've said in prior videos that I'm going to start looking at the 3-month charts to dollar cost average now, instead of looking at my overall position within the stock. The main reason here is because the vast majority of my stocks are fairly well in the green. For example, some are up 50 to 90%, so it's going to be a very long time before they go back into the red, thankfully. So what I've started to do is look at the 3-month charts going forward. For example, here we put 50 onto Walt Disney, which at a stands is about 30% of my portfolio. However, if you look at the 3-month chart, it's down about 5 or 6% at the time of investing. So again, that's kind of why I invested €50 further here. We got 0.34 of a share. We then put €50 into Tesla, which my overall position is in the red here as well. We got 1/10 of a share, and we put 25 of my 125 into High Tide, and we got a further 3.66 shares here as well. So this week I decided we'd actually look at my stocks individually instead of in pies, because it's a lot faster and it doesn't waste as much time. So we can see here on the left, for example, 3M is up 21%, AbbVie is up 30%, Alphabet is up 61.75% my position, Amazon is up 4.79%. Now I was expecting more here, but again it's nearly 5% in the green, so you can't complain there. We're up 12% in Apple, 71% in Bank of America, which I'm very happy with, 4.4% in Barrick Gold, which is one of my newest investments, 48.6% in Caterpillar, which I'm quite surprised with that it's gone up so high, but again, that's nothing to complain about either. Then have one of my energy stocks in the form of Chevron. We have 1.26 shares here and up 45.6%. Coca-Cola, another solid dividend paying blue chip company, is up just under the 13% mark. ExxonMobil, just like Chevron, another energy company, is up nearly 80% at 79.59%. So that's one of my best performers at the moment. We have Facebook up 26.9%. Again, I haven't invested in Facebook in a long time now. I kind of bought in, I got that 1.2 shares, and it kind of went up in value, but I kind of forgot about it as such. I just left it there because, again, I haven't seen a whole lot of movement here as such. So I'm kind of happy just to leave it at 26.9% at the moment. First Majestic Silver, just like Barrick Gold earlier, is another new position. It's up 9.9%, so although it's a tiny position, I'm still happy with the progress here. Goldman Sachs up 89%, so another financial pie company here. They're all doing very well, surprisingly, so I'm very happy here. And again, I think that was just due to luck of when I bought in. High Tide is one of the 4 currently in the red. It's down 8.8%. Now, it's not really a penny stock anymore, so that's due to that 15-to-1 split. But again, it has been definitely a roller coaster. This position was down about 20% only about 2 weeks ago. Then it got listed on the NASDAQ, and another few things went for them as well in their favor. So it went up about 9% in the green. So that's about a 29% swing there in 2 weeks. And then since then, again, it's gone slowly back down 8.8%. But again, I made many videos on High Tide and all the fundamentals and catalysts that I believe long term they have great potential. So I'm very happy to hold here. And I will be buying more shares. I'll leave it alone for another few weeks, leave it breathe a bit, because we have other positions that I can take advantage of at the moment. But again, long term, I'm very happy to keep this stock. We then have IBM up 25.43% as well. One of my worst performing stocks at the moment / ETFs is the iShares Global Clean Energy. We have 47 shares here, and it's down 10.6%. Again, we saw my other 2 energy companies earlier up about 45 to 70%, so they're doing, or 80% that is, so they're doing very well at the moment. However, on the flip side, the clean energy has taken a bit of a battering as of late again, because the hype has kind of died down since Biden became the president. So again, it's down 10.7% here, but long term, you can't kind of disagree that clean energy is certainly the way forward. And we can even see that at the moment, a lot of different subsectors here. That's why I like to hold an ETF within this clean energy sector, because there's a lot of subsectors. So again, long term, I'll just keep adding in here. It's down 10.7% at the moment, as I said. But I'm actually quite happy with that, as weird as that sounds, because it just gives me great opportunities to buy in at a cheaper cost, and I can continually drive down my average cost as well. We then have the likes of Johnson & Johnson in the healthcare sector up 11.77%. JP Morgan, another financial company, up 64.6%. Very happy again here. We have MasterCard, one of my worst performing financial companies, and it's up 10.6%, so that's certainly nothing to complain about either. McDonald's, it's a company that definitely is a stronghold. It's not just a fast food chain. It's kind of more of a real estate company as well, in my opinion. It definitely is a huge factor or a big company going forward as well, which is no surprise there. And again, you won't make huge money from the likes of McDonald's, but they're definitely slow, consistent gainers. And at the stands, we have about 8.6% in the green. Microsoft is up 20.1%. Nike is my other company that's currently down, although it's only down 2% or €7. So even when next week when I invest the other €125, I'll probably disregard Nike, to be honest, because the others are down a bit more. So again, we'll leave that for next week unless it goes down further. We then have the likes of PepsiCo, just like Coca-Cola and McDonald's, strongholds, blue chip companies here. It's up 9.74%. And then the last 10 or so companies, we have Pfizer, we have 9.6 shares here and up 11%. Procter & Gamble, or P&G, is up 2.1%. Realty Income up 19%. Tesla, my fourth company that's currently in the red, is down 10.86%. And again, long term, just like the others that are in the red, I'm quite happy to see this because it just gives me great opportunity to get in at a cheaper price. And although my position is down €78 at the moment, long term, if you slowly drip feed funds in, it will surely pay a dividend going forward. We then have my kind of main ETFs in the form of the FTSE 100 up 21.1%, and the S&P 500 is up 23.87%. We then have the likes of Visa. My second worst performing finance company behind MasterCard is still up 15.3%, so very happy with all 5 of these finance companies. Walt Disney, a company that we invested in further this week, €50, is up 28.8%. Now only a few weeks back it was up over 40%. So as I said earlier, on the 3-month chart it was down about 6 or 8%. Again, so that was great opportunity here to dollar cost average, even though if you just looked at a glance, this was a company you shouldn't have dollar cost average into because it's up 28 or 40% at the time. So again, you need to kind of look at the shorter term charts because all these shorter term charts will make longer term gains. Then finally we have Waste Management. We have 1.39 shares here and up 22.69%. So that's how my overall portfolio is performing at the moment. Now again, a few other things I wanted to discuss very briefly. Firstly, as I discussed in prior videos, once it hits the 10,000 mark, I do want to start investing in DeGiro as well as a second broker. That doesn't mean I'll be selling this, I'll be keeping this definitely. So once I get to 10,000, it'll probably be the end of next month, I say, by the time I put in the 125 here, and then deposit a further 500 or so next month again when I get paid, and capital gains as well. We'll just see how it goes, but probably the end of next month will probably where we'll hit that 10,000 mark. So I'm looking forward to that milestone, as the overall premise of this channel and why I started investing was to have €100,000 invested, so we'll nearly be 10% of the way there. So I'm very excited for that as well. So that's definitely one of my major kind of mini goals at the moment, is to get this account to the 10,000 mark. The second point I want to discuss, and it's probably my inner OCD or something, but I'd like to get all of my positions up to at least full shares. So for example, you can see here 3M is a half a share of 0.51%, AbbVie is 2.28%. So on DeGiro, which we'll see when I start investing there, is that you can't buy fractional shares. Now definitely when you start investing, fractional shares is a huge benefit in my opinion. And again, if you had a few euro extra, it's definitely well used there to kind of buy a fraction of a share. That's kind of one of the drawbacks of DeGiro as such. For example, if you wanted to buy one full share of Tesla or Amazon, etc., you have to pay the full one share, which a lot of people wouldn't be able to afford. So definitely by the likes of Trading212, etc., it's brilliant for new investors. But I do want to start cleaning it up a bit and kind of having all my shares at least till 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places, instead of like the 3M here, which is about 8 decimal places of shares. So again, I know it makes no difference overall, but that's certainly something I want to target as well. Also still in the process of looking up stocks for DeGiro. Now again, because you only can buy full shares, I probably won't be buying any stocks that are about 2,000 or 3,000 in value at a time. So I will be starting off with the smaller kind of more blue chip style companies. And I asked in a poll there last week, about a week ago, what kind of stocks do you think I should invest in DeGiro? and 17% said dividend paying stocks, which a lot of people before, if you asked this question probably a year ago, that would have definitely been a lot more than 17. So it's very interesting to see how the markets change and how people's perspectives and the psychological factor behind, let's say, growth and hype stocks as well. 38% said growth, and obviously probably the main obvious factor here is 45% said a mixture of dividend and growth stocks, and I probably will be picking this with kind of more of an interest to growth as such. And again, I'm not really sure how many holdings I'd like. I won't be using any of the same 33 companies that I currently have on Trading212, and I probably won't have 33 there either. So I'd probably want to start with at least 10 to 15 companies and probably cap it at 20 max, and that's at a max because I don't want to have 100 companies at all overall. So definitely, I'm really looking forward to starting my DeGiro account and seeing if we can get it up to at least 10 or 15% in the green, just like we have on Trading212. So it'll be very interesting to know as well in the comment section below if you have any suggestions on what companies you think I should hold on DeGiro. Now, I'm only kind of looking for blue chip companies as such, or kind of well-known companies. I'm not really looking for kind of get rich quick companies at all. So if you have any kind of blue chip stable companies that you hold as well, please comment below and I'll be sure to look into them and add them to the list. And finally, a few other updates that I'll discuss in next videos or the videos coming up is, firstly, I have a second channel kind of on the go as well that I'm starting to look into. So I'll discuss that in more detail as it progresses. Now, it is not got to do with finance or investing related at all, but I'm very interested again to start a second channel of one of my other interests as well. So again, I'll fill you in on that as the time goes by. And there's a few other things outside of YouTube as well that I'm currently working on. So we kind of go through those as they come about as well. You know, I'm fully transparent on this channel. So any kind of business progress or anything, I'll certainly be filling you in here as well. So that's kind of the end of today's video as such. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video.